Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today. So today, we're gonna go back and look at another deck that I was having a little bit of issues with. So yesterday we got an announcement of a bunch of the Harry stuff. We're still missing their big Stride, the actual Stride Harry. So once we have that, we'll cover that deck. But I want to take another look at Levidras. So a big problem I was having with Levidras was kind of on the defensive side, because the deck doesn't have a major plus engine like some of the other Destined One decks and Faded One decks. So I wanted to really mess with it again, because this is actually probably my favorite of the Destined Ones. I got a lot of ideas for the other ones. If you guys were here for my stream yesterday, we actually did a wheel where we tried to play. We played with all of them based on the wheel. It was a lot of fun. Annoying too, but it's a topic for another video. So this I would call Levidras 2.0. So if you guys enjoy this kind of content, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's jump in and check it out. So first major change is the ride line. We changed the grade 1 of the ride line to Ranker Chain. So for anybody that doesn't remember what Ranker Chain does, this is an older ride line card for Zorga. Act once per turn, Soul Blast 1, you draw 2 cards, you choose an order card from your hand and discard it. And if you did not discard a card, you choose 2 cards from hand and discard them. As you see, we have a pretty big order package. We're playing 8 orders, so the chances of us opening up with one is pretty high. So that ends up just being a +1, which again facilitates us doing our thing, because we want to be able to draw cards, especially in the early game. We kept Mana Scythe Dragon. I actually really like Mana Scythe Dragon. The Energy Blast 3 to check top 5 and add a dude. You add any grade 3 or lower card, so it's just a free card. Because we do use energy for Natogaster, but that's the only card we use energy for. We still play, obviously, Levidras. We are still playing Inlet Pulse Dragon. I have heard mixed reviews on Inlet Pulse, but this deck is so much more aggressive that being able to just call him out, get out an extra dude just to be able to get another draw. Like Inlet Pulse being 13, there's so many ways to pump up rear guard, so he's usually at 23 or more, and then you just get a free card. And it helps you facilitate soul. We don't use that soul too much, but it is nice to make sure that we have it just in case. Obviously, our 3 Levidras, 4 Natogaster. On-fall Natogaster is still the best card in this deck. I really like this. It lets you stack the deck. It gives you a +1. It can attack from the back row. This thing's everything. Another big change that I made was I actually decided to use Huli. I didn't have this in my original build because I thought it was really overcosted, but it does come in clutch, and we do have a built-in countercharge engine in the deck. And it is a huge beat stick being able to gain 10,000 power just for you having 3 markers. It doesn't even need to be on a marker. If it's on a marker, it's a 30k. So it is nice, and I actually did something really cool with it. If you guys go back and watch the stream from yesterday, this is the last deck I played, and I went ham with this card. Obviously, RPGs. Here's another card that was recommended to me, Burrow Mushrooms. So Burrow Mushrooms is an old card. You put this unit into the soul, call 2 plant tokens to rear guard, and if you have grade 3, the second effect really doesn't matter because we're not playing Granfio. The reason this is good, A, goes to soul, B, giving us the 2 plant tokens. It is not grade locked in any way, so it can actually give us a much stronger early game, allowing us to have a 10k row that can hit both a grade 1 and a grade 2, so we can start punching our opponent for damage as early as turn 1. That's good for this deck because we want to be able to pressure as hard as we can, so that way as we get into the later game, start getting our Infinity Eyes markers. We've already dealt a lot of damage. We've already burned up some cards. We're forcing our opponent to drop and drop and drop more. It's a actually really solid card, and again, the soul is nice, especially since we're playing this card now, but we'll talk about that after. Of course, 4 Foxhole, that gives us our 4th or 5th attack. Illusionary Knight Clarence, that's our counter charge. We're still playing Bracing Angel Ladder only because A, Sherry Nui is still a thing. Still fucking annoying. I don't want to have to play this card, but it does help. If I were to replace this with another Regalis piece, it would probably be Radiance Caliburn, because that card's bonkers. But also, this deck does suffer against heavy retire decks, because either you have to see more combo pieces or you need to see your orders to get back into your combo pieces. So Bracing Angel Ladder still helps in that regard. Spiritual Body Condensation. You play this with a Soul Blast 1. We have a bunch of cards to support the soul now, so it's not a big deal. You choose a card with a grade less than equal from your Vanguard from the drop, call it, and it gets power plus 5,000. The reason we're playing this replaced Searching for Infinity Knowledge. Searching for Infinity Knowledge is a great card, but the Energy Blast 2 clashes really hard with cards like an Adagaster, which you want to be able to use as much as possible because you want to be able to stack the deck and get pluses. You do lose out on the huge power boost that you can get from searching for Infinity Knowledge, but this is also not grade specific to grade 3. You can use this as early as turn 1. So say you discard a card that you want to have on the board to ride. You can also use this to call that card back out. Something, just an example. And you're still gaining plus 5k, though you're not getting as much power as Infinity Knowledge. This card is always live. So it's nice to have. Like you could use this to get back an Adagaster as well, without having to need all your Infinity Eyes markers, especially in a line, to be able to max out. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. Still got our Elementary Sanctuary. It's a grade 3 deck. And of course, Habitat. This card's amazing. Top 7, get a dude. It's a better way to fish into our combo pieces. And that's also why we're playing draw triggers, because this deck does like its pieces. So this is the deck. We're gonna take it. We're gonna go jump into a game, and I will be right back when I find my opponent. All right, we got our opponent, and we're going first. This hand is solid, but I want to see my early game cards, so I'm gonna send all these back. The only one I really want to keep is maybe Foxel, but it's all right. We did not see our early game cards. That sucks, but we do have it in our order, so Rancor Train will work just fine. All right, wish our opponent good luck, as we always do. Okay, we're playing against Token Rambu. All right, so let's flip you, draw. An Adagaster, that's not bad. All right, so we're going to discard the draw trigger to ride. Go to main phase. We're gonna use Rancor Chain, Soul Blast 1, draw 2, and discard the order. And end phase. So not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, because of cards like an Adagaster, using Energy Blast Cyclers is pretty risky because you're losing out on a potential stack for a +1. It's like you're giving up your late game +1 for an early game +1, but you're also losing out on a stack. So it's like, I guess you can go either way with it, but I prefer to make sure I save my energy for an Adagaster because that card's bonkers. And I try to abuse it as much as I can. Now, I don't know what this deck actually does. From your deck to the drop, reveal the cards on top of your deck at the same number of normal units as the normal units of Forge. The act ability Forge may be used a total of 1 time per turn. We're just gonna eat this. Actually, I probably could have guarded. Now that I realize I only need like 1 or 2 counterblasts going into my grade 3 turn. Unfortunately, 2 Adagastas is not ideal. Is it? I can probably get one back later. I kind of want to keep the defense in case he tries to rush me turn 2. So we'll keep that. I do not remember if this deck has Retire in it. Did he heal? Oh wait, I went first. Stupid. We'll just go to battle phase. He's probably not going to guard because I'm assuming he wants damage. Yeah. Oh, we found our grade 1. I would have liked you a little bit earlier. All right, we can use him to fill the board. The thing with the plant tokens is, even though the plant tokens are small, because of our Infinity Eyes markers, it still becomes a pretty useful little thing. Because with what we have here, we can actually get 4 attacks on our grade 3 turn. Because we have Foxel, which can actually pump up our back row, which allows our back row to attack from the front row, from the back row. So we can actually do that we can make the plant tokens, give one of the plant tokens the Infinity Eyes marker so that can hit, give it the 10k from Foxel so that can hit, and then an Adagaster can attack from the other side. And that's just our our first grade 3 turn. So we want to go into our next turn with 2 counterblasts. That's where the ideal is. We don't have Clarence, so we're gonna have to take a damage. No guard. Don't get a trigger. Word. We will guard this last attack. 20k. 25. All right. That's also a good card. That actually changes up what I'm going to do just a little bit. I wish I knew what this deck did so I can know to keep... Well, we have our over trigger, so I guess getting rid of the PG is okay. And we're going to get cards to hand. We're actually going to get a lot of cards to hand now. So now we're going to use skill Energy Blast 3. Look at top 5. Sorry, just double checking. Yep. Top 5. And we add anything. I don't want to just get the PG since we discard the PG. Yeah. And then deck shuffle. Now we're going to main phase. We're going to do our skill. Get our Infinity Eyes markers. What's this guy do? So I get to critical. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. And then the other one will go, I guess right here, in case so that way I can't mess up calling an Adagaster. So as long as I call him, oops. All right, so now we're gonna call an Adagaster. But where do I want to call an Adagaster? I guess we'll call him here. Skill, Energy Blast 3. Top 2. I guess we'll add a Foxel in case he does have Retire. And we'll put this to the bottom of the deck. Give us a higher chance of getting triggers. We'll call Foxel. We'll call the Mushroom skill to the Soul. Then we're going to call 2 plant tokens on this side. Bang. And bang. This is going to get plus 10k. This is going to get plus 5k. And then we'll call this to the back row, and we're going to pump this up with Foxel, which is going to get plus 7 when it boosts. So, let us begin. Skill. Power plus 10k. Whoops. And attack from the back row. No guard. So twin drive. First check. Second check. Critical. We will go. We'll go here with it. And give the critical to Vanguard. Why are people so arrogant? It's a card game. Sorry, he was just a little rude. Like I already did my twin drive. All right, we're gonna go 20 to Vanguard. All right, 5k guard. We're gonna go 23 to Vanguard, another 5k guard. But for me, that's the way I see it, it's another damage or another card out of hand. It's 23. Okay. And then 35. You got the over trigger, but it's gone. I'll take it. And skill. This goes to Soul. I get to draw a card, and my turn's over. Sorry if you guys hear that bus. I want to say that was a pretty good turn for me. He's down to 6 cards. Like I said, I don't know what this deck actually does. During your turn, if your soul has 2 or more, all your front row gets 5,000 power, and this unit gets plus 1 critical. If you Persona Roll this turn, okay, he didn't Persona Rod this turn, unless he has a way to Persona Rod. I don't know. If you calls another one. Draw a card. Oh, he called it different birds. It's the same dude, just looks different. That's funny, with a different artwork. That's funny. Okay. Two persona roll, it gets +1 critical, so he has a rig. Okay, so his whole front row is gonna have criticals, which is fine because we want to take a couple damage anyway. We have a PG, we have our over trigger. We're chilling. We're chilling. The only downside is if he gets a double critical. If he gets a double critical, it could be a problem. Oh, never mind. What the hell is this? Cannot be chosen by opponent's card effects. And all cards in your hand get when this card would be discarded from your hand for the cost of your Vanguard's ability. It may be regarded as discarding 2 cards. Oh, okay, that's fine. 20k. I'll take 1. 13. We're gonna intercept here. Yeah, we're gonna intercept here. I might just go all the way to 5. No guard. I kind of want him to hit a crit. All right, 1 damage. I was hoping for it so that way we could use a Pack Claw too. Okay. He does have another attack. This one has a crit, so we have to guard it. Unfortunate. Did not realize that was going to happen. Sorry. All good. 27. So it's 32. Okay. That's 32, 28. We can go 28, 33. Easy peasy. All right, we're gonna Persona Rod. That's a good card to draw. We're actually gonna play that now. We're gonna try and search. So that's gonna go to Soul. We're gonna draw power +5. Now we're gonna use our Vanguard skill. Counterblast 1. We're gonna put. I just remembered we also didn't use our Infinity Eyes marker. We saved that just in case he lives through our turn. So Infinity Eyes. We're gonna put another one on the same circle, and then we're gonna put one here. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we're going to use Divine Skill to get more. We're going to Soul Blast 1. Now we got another Infinity Eyes marker. I'm going to put one here and... Oops. We'll put one here. All right, sounds good. And then our Vanguard gets 10k in a crit. All right, so we're gonna call an Adagaster, skill, Energy Blast 3, top 2. We're gonna add to hand, and we're gonna leave the heal trigger on top. So we have our 5 attacks set up. We're gonna call this for a beat stick. We're gonna call over this so we get some bigger attacks. So power +5, power +2. This is gonna have power +20k and power +5, right? 5k from its first effect, 5k from its second effect, 10k from the marker. This has 10k from itself and 10k from the marker. And this has 10k from the marker. All right, cool. So now we're gonna go battle phase. I want to say we want to attack with the Vanguard first. Then skill, Counterblast 1, power +10k. Can attack from the back row, and this can attack from the back row. All right, he got a PG. So Twin Drive, first check, heal trigger. Obviously, we knew that was coming. So we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna recover 1. Second check, PG. Now, even though we don't have a whole lot of cards in hand, remember that we can draw 3 cards on our opponent's turn. So now we're going to go 25. I do not like that they got a trigger, but it is what it is. We'll go 30. Now they have to guard every attack. We're also going to draw another card at the end of turn. Does this gain shield value? Okay. Now we're going to go 33. That's another 15k guard. Okay. And then this is a 20k guard. Sweet. All right. Skill to the soul. We draw, and we end turn. So we're at 3 damage now. We have 3 infinity markers on our opponent's board, so we can reduce everything. We can damn near negate their persona run. And we have 2 PGs and our overtrigger to guard with. And their overtriggers are already gone, so we're chilling. Depending on the order he attacks in, was going to determine what I'm going to do with my Infinity Eyes markers. Yep, so you have a crit on the Vanguard, that's fine. And then we already have our setup for 5 attacks next turn too. We're going to try and draw into a persona rod. That's the only thing that'll make this any better. All right, let me look. I think it's all just power boost. I think we're good as far as like what he's gonna do. So 43. Okay, if we reduce that by 10k, it's 33. We'll draw a card. This one only has 1 on it. So we're gonna use the marker skill. So we're gonna get rid of the marker. We're gonna draw -10. So 33. So we're going to, that's a 28k, and it's 38k. That's enough. Now he's going up to 30k. I feel like I should take this. So it's 30 and he restood. Okay. We're gonna use marker. We're gonna take off 1 marker. We're gonna draw. We're gonna give him -10k. So now that's gonna drop him to 20. That's a 10k guard. We're just gonna end up dropping a trigger. We'll PG the Vanguard. Getting rid of the Foxhole. If he gets a critical trigger, we're gonna eat it. We won't use the Infinity Eyes marker. I mean, we're probably still gonna eat it anyway. Yep, we called it over there. That one has a crit, so I think we're going to eat the crit to get the extra damage, and we'll block this one, and we'll draw off of it. That's fine. I wasn't planning on drawing it anyway. All right. Marker. -10. But now it's a 5k guard. And then we're just gonna intercept. Now the smart thing to do would have been to pass turn right there. But no, now I have 2 counter blasts. Ooh, and we drew Clarence. We didn't get a Persona ride, but it's fine. We have plenty of power on board. We're gonna use skill. Counter blast 1. Whoops. Function. Infinity Eyes marker. We'll put one over here, and then we'll put one here. This is gonna gain 7k power. Now, how do I want to do it? He can still attack from the back row, so that's fine. I think we're gonna do. We have 3. Yep, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Soul Blast 1. It's like, do I want to call the beat stick or do I want to get the potential stack? I kind of want to get the potential stack, so I think we're gonna call an Adagaster. And he's gonna gain 5k. And then skill. I'm gonna Energy Blast 3. Check top 2. I'm gonna add 1 to hand and 1 to the bottom of the deck. He's gonna gain another 5k. Another 10k from the marker. This one's gonna gain 5k, 10k from the marker, and can attack from the back row. And then we're also gonna call you, which is also gonna gain 10k. And you're also gonna gain 10k. Now we're gonna go battle phase. And we're gonna go 28 to Vanguard. And then Foxel skill, counter blast. This guy gets 10k power, and he can attack from the back row. Alright, there we go. So that's 1 to pass. Alright, Twin Drive. First check. Second check. We got a critical, all effects to Vanguard. Alright, GG. At that point, even if he had managed to guard the Vanguard, I don't see him having guarded. Yeah, he would have been dead regardless. He had 2 grade 3s and a 5k shield in hand. So we would have went with the 28. We then would have put this guy into the soul. We would have countercharged. We still had a 15k, a 25k, and a 30k attack. So yeah, we were sitting pretty. So yeah, guys, here's another look at the build I created. The much stronger early game. And seeing any order to get the draw off a Rancor Chain is really nice, but then obviously you want to see Burrow Mushroom. So this plus any order in the deck, and you have your perfect early game. And then it's just, the deck is just so much more consistent. You guys saw my turn 3. I set up my Infinity Eyes markers. I didn't even use my defensive one. Instead, I waited until my opponent went for a multi-attack. They were playing a multi-attack deck. So the way Infinity Eyes markers work, you can stack them on circles, but you can only use 1 per battle. So on your own field, you want to spread them out, because you want to be able to give 10k to everything. But on your opponents, if you're playing against a deck that multi-attacks, you can stack them up on 1 circle. So when they try to multi-attack, whether it be restanding or calling over, you can give each attack -10. So after my divine skill, I had 3 markers on my opponent's side, all in their front row. They had 1 attack that I couldn't reduce. And that's the reason I like Levidras a lot. It's probably one of the only decks in Standard that really lets you interact during your opponent's turn. And coming from a background in Yu-Gi-Oh, that feels really, really nice. But let me know what other decks you guys are trying. Let me know anything you guys think I should try out in the deck. If you guys want to see me play with these decks live, I stream Cardfight Vanguard every Tuesday. It's from now on, it's probably going to be about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if that changes, I'll put an announcement either on my Twitter or right here on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. And I would love to have you guys there. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links will be down below. That is it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.